everybody! Welcome to another episode of Buhay America with Mami Lens. Mga kababayan, guess what? I'm so excited for this episode dahil ang lulutuin natin ngayon is pork dinuguan. Dinuguan just brings back a lot of memories for me growing up. Siyempre, pag nasa Amerika ka na, no, minsan that's when you realize a lot of things na sort of like you took for granted when you're back in the Philippines. Of course, din sa mga states na maraming mga Filipino stores, madalas nyo mabibili yung mga dinuguan. But dito sa where I am right now, ang hirap makahanap. So, yung dinuguan kasi, dati ang tagal-tagal ko laging nag-crave. Pero I get intimidated kung paano ba siya lutuin. Akala ko mahirap. Yung pala, madali lang pala. And then, of course, you can always add yung modification ninyo. Some people like it just plain dinuguan na medyo maasim. Yung iba naman gusto nila matamis. Just like yung sa family namin growing up, I remember my mom really cooks dinuguan really well. Dun sa Philippines nga, di ba, pag pork, hinahaluan din minsan ng mga lamang loob, yung pork innards. Pero with our dish right now, yung pork lang, pork belly ang gamit ko. I'm not putting in any pork innards. Pero naalala ko, growing up, sobrang excited pag yun yung ulam, eating it with yung plain white rice na mainit, di ba? And then, my dad, I remember my dad and yung ate ko, they both love yung sweet dinuguan. So, what we do, my mom would cook the basic dinuguan and then pag i-serve na, she just adds some sugar on top of yung para sa kanila, para sa daddy ko and sa ate ko. And then yung mami ko, ako, at saka yung kuya ko, we all just love it plain. Masarap din siya with rice cake. So, ano yung mga ingredients natin for today? Of course, hindi siya magiging pork dinuguan kung walang pork blood. I'm lucky. Pag nakakakita kami, it's not very common. So, pag nakakakita kami ng pork blood, yan, bumibili na kami kaagad. So, with this one comes in packs na ganyan, either frozen or fresh siya. Refrigerated lang siya. And then, we found the pork belly. Hindi ko alam dun sa mga places ninyo, but here, bihira, unless na pumunta ako dun sa mga Asian stores or sa mga Filipino stores, I wouldn't find the skin with the pork belly. Sa akin kasi gusto ko yung may skin, may konting taba, diba? Although for those na mas gusto nila heart healthy, of course, bili na lang sila nung mga ibang pork meat na wala masyadong taba. But for me, parang yun yung nagpapadagdag ng sarap pag kumakain ka, diba? This one is like 2.9 pounds. So, malaki siya. It's more than a kilo. Pero lulutuin ko na siya lahat kasi habang tumatagal yung dinuguan sa fridge, minsan mas masarap pa siya. You can even freeze it, diba? And then, of course, yung vinegar. And we'll use a cup and a half of vinegar later, and then a cup and a half of water, and then yung dalawang container ng pork blood, and then salt and pepper to taste. And lalagyan din pala natin siya ng konting patis, so konting fish sauce. And of course, yung ating panggisa, yung garlic, I'm using 5 cloves of garlic, para mas malasa, and then onion. So, yan. I remember a funny story nung unang-una namin bumili and the very first time that I cooked pork dinuguan. So, I just assumed na okay na yung pork blood. So, I just poured it in. Nilagay ko na lang siya doon sa kaldero. And then, of course, what happened nung maluto siya, buo-buo siya talaga na dinuguan. So, now I've learned na kailangan pala, before mo ilagay dun sa kaldero, you have to really mash it na dinudurog mo siya para konting-konti na lang yung buo-buo para pag lagay mo dun, it will be really more of like a creamy sauce or soup nung dinuguan. So, I'm gonna prepare the ingredients na. Samahan nyo ako and I'm so excited. Okay, let's start cooking. So, ang ating gagamitin ngayon is oil, nasa kaldero, and we're just gonna add 3 tablespoons of oil. Depende rin sa inyo, you can use more or less. And then, I added tong ating onion. I put it in between medium to high heat. Nakakamiss kasi yung mga lutong Pinoy, di ba? Kahit na maraming variety of food, pag nasa ibang lugar na tayo, iba pa rin kasi yung maaalala mo, yung with the, not just with the taste, with the food itself. It's all the memories that comes back kapag nakakain mo yung mga lutong Pinoy. And because wala masyadong available, or kung meron mga available, minsan mahal siya, it also gives me more motivation then to start trying different things. Trying to cook, tulad nung lagi kong sinasabi, it doesn't harm, you know, if you try, tapos na medyo may konting mali the first time, just like kung ano yung nangyari sa akin with the pork blood. Tapos at least, that's how you learn. Ayan, yung hanggang maging ready na yung bawang sibuyas natin. And then yung pork, ang gagawin natin, we'll toast, i-brown natin yung pork natin. Hintayin ko lang siya na medyo mag-brown. Tapos pag nag-brown siya ng konti, nilagyan ko na siya kaagad ng fish sauce or yung patis para mas maglasa siya. Pwede natin lakasan ng konti yung apoy. Medyo na siya nagba-brown. Diyan ba sa mga areas ninyo, are you able to find yung pork blood? Kasi tuwan-tuwa ako na nakakita ako dito sa Asian store, dito sa amin. Although hindi siya laging available. So, pag merong available right away, bumibili na rin ako kaagad. So, cook for 5 minutes until it becomes like brown. And then, nadagdagan ko na siya. I'll add 2 tablespoons of fish sauce or yung patis para malagyan na siya ng flavor. And then, mamaya you can just adjust yung flavor niya. You can also put na rin yung konting salt and pepper. Tapos just mix it. Tapos medyo tutustahin ulit konti. I mean, not really toasted, pero yung darker brown ng konti. Maybe like around 3 minutes. And then after this, maglalagay na tayo nung vinegar. So what's important, di ba? I think most of us heard it from our parents na rin na pag nagluluto, pag naglagay ka ng vinegar, once na maglagay ka ng vinegar, you don't want to mix it until it's fully cooked, yung vinegar. Kasi ayaw natin na magkaroon ng bitter or unpleasant taste. So ngayon ilalagay na natin yung vinegar. I'm adding 1.5 cups. Para sa akin, I like it sour. Pero sa inyo, you can either do 1 cup or less than that. Pero ito, at least for me, this one works well. So hayaan lang natin siya na kumulo until it's fully, yung talagang kulong-kulo na siya. That's the only time we can mix it. And then mag-a-add din tayo later. Pagkakulo ng vinegar, add tayo ng a cup and a half of water. Tapos doon na natin papalambutin yung baboy. So ngayong kulong-kulo na talaga yung vinegar, luto na siya. Pwede ko na siyang i-mix. Para lang hindi mag-dikit-dikit din yung pork. And then I'll add a cup and a half of water. Dati kasi ang ginawa ko, hindi ako nagdagdag ng tubig. So I just used vinegar. And what happened nung after a while natuyuan siya. Pero di ba ang masarap din sa dinuguan is yung, of course, yung sabaw niya. So we'll wait for it to boil. Tapos turn down the heat para mag-simmer siya until the pork is tender before we can add yung pork blood later. So now, medyo malambot na yung baboy natin. I simmered it and I let it tenderize for 30 minutes. And dinurog ko na rin yung pork blood. So now we're ready to pour it in. So dito, pag lagay ninyo, make sure that you're stirring it din kaagad para hindi siya magbuo-buo. We'll put it at medium heat. And then pag maglalagay tayo ng blood, yan, haluin natin mabuti. And then we can boil it again and let it simmer for another 10 minutes para mas maluto pa yung pork so that it will be tender at para syempre maluto rin yung pork blood. And then we'll try later. I forgot to tell you earlier na usually itong dinuguan meron din siya nung siling haba or the long green peppers. Hindi ko siya nilagyan kasi hindi masyadong mahilig yung mga anak ko sa maanghang. So you can always add that towards the end of the cooking process. Pero it would already taste good even without it. So yun, hintay tayo ulit for another 10 minutes, okay? So it's been 10 minutes. And now, ayan, maluto na ang ating dinuguan. Ang ilalagay ko na lang for our last step, kung meron kayo ng siling haba, this is the time for you to put it. And then I'll just add a tablespoon of sugar. So hindi siya magpapatamis nung dinuguan, but it will just only bring out a better flavor. Tapos tulad ng sabi ko, kung meron sa family ninyo na mas gusto na mas matamis, when you're serving it, you can just add sugar to it, or you can also separate a part of it and then add more sugar to it. So, nilagay ko na yung sugar dito and we're about ready to serve. At ito na ang ating final product, our pork dinuguan. At kakainin ko siya with rice. Sarap! So, I hope you like our episode for today. Sana nag-enjoy kayo and sana matry nyo rin siya so that mabawasan naman yung ating craving para sa mga Pinoy foods natin. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, Buhay America with Mami Lens. Till next time, okay? Stay safe. Ingat kayo lagi. Bye!